What up, guys? Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Was, trained by Terry Bogard. This is part 2. In the last part, I went over the origin on how Izuku met with Terry. Not only that, also trained with his brother Andy as well, and also a younger version of Rock Howard. Also, on his travel with Terry to a KOF tournament, he also met with Alice, who was a huge fan of Terry, and the two became rivals and would meet again in the future. Not only that, Izuku has now fully mastered Terry's version of the Hakyoku Seiken and made it his own variant as well. Well, with that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? As the years go on, Izuku is now 14 years old and now starting his last year in junior high and is now a third year. As for the past couple of years, Izuku was known to be somewhat of a, delinquent actually however, that's far from the case. Izuku basically helped out innocent people who were basically being threatened by low-level villains actually, and helped out people. Because of this, he got somewhat of a reputation by fighting against villains. Not only that, even a couple of delinquents from other junior high schools wanted to fight against Izuku as well, which gave him somewhat of the same nickname as his master, being the Au Teku no Kami, which is known as the heroic wolf in Japanese. With that, Izuku had somewhat of a reputation during his early years in junior high. Because of this, many people kind of like steered clear of Izuku, seeing him as no what but a future villain, even though he's quirkless in some way. However, rumors have been spreading saying that he may be a late bloomer if he's able to deal with a bunch of villains like they're nothing. Not only that, Izuku also began wearing a headband on every day, however, the headband says Fatal Fury, and a couple of combat gloves in case a brawl might have to be drawn into a brawl and having to use his ki as well. With that, let's now finally get into the main story. With Izuku now in his homeroom class, if their teacher's saying, now, all you are third years, you must be thinking about your futures and what you'll do after you graduate, not just from junior high, but also from high school as well. So, I plan a career aptitude test. As he said all this, everybody began activating their quirks, and their teacher basically says, but why bother? All of you want to join the hero track after all? With everybody getting hyped and kind of excited. However, Izuku isn't really paying attention, as all he can think about is the next couple of 10 months, as he'll be training for the UA entrance exam, wanting to still become a hero after all. As soon he's out of his train of thought, thinking about this, with soon hearing Bakugo saying, don't let me in with let these extras teach. After all, they would be lucky to be heroes for some D-list wannabe. As soon everybody gets pissed, with Izuku saying, oh, there he goes again. Looks like Bakugo's at it once more. As Izuku thinks about this with that of a non-caring attitude, with soon everybody begin getting pissed off at Bakugo, as he's saying, you think you could do better, Katsuki? What makes you better? With soon, he soon jumps onto his desk and saying, because I plan on going to UA, I plan on becoming the next #1 hero. With soon, everybody begins saying, he's going to the national level school? Don't they have at least a 5 or 2% pass rating? With Izuku saying quietly to himself, I plan on going to UA as well. There's nothing special about him not going too. With him saying this, with Bakugo saying, because it's the only school worthy for me and me alone. I'm the only one from this dead-end school that plans on becoming the next #1 hero after all, even better than All Might. With Izuku taking some offense to that and getting a little bit pissed, saying, oh really, Kachan? You think you're the only one going to UA at this school? I'm going too. as he said this, with Bakugo turning around with that of a pissed off face at Izuku, saying, Deku, you're going to UA? With their teacher saying, oh yeah, you did apply for UA. Saying, yeah, I did. I passed all the mock exams pretty easily as well. So I plan on getting into this. As a few people in the classroom were actually laughing at Izuku, but however, there were a few who were literally kind of terrified of Izuku as well. And some were skeptical of him, skeptical of the green-haired teen as well. But some who have seen what Izuku is capable, some that have heard rumors, and some that just don't believe it's true and haven't seen him in action at all. However, Bakugo has. And not only that, it was nearing the end of their second year in junior high, as a couple of villains that Izuku stopped over the year basically found out where he go to school at and wanted to beat the shit out of him for basically ruining their crimes and almost getting them arrested by the cops and heroes. With that, Izuku got a little bit annoyed as he decided to humor them for a little bit before he actually channeled his ki throughout his entire body and decided to use one of his special moves, being the Savage Fury, as he soon began moving faster than light and began beating the shit out of each and every one of the villains, as they were at least, 10 of them, and then finishing them all off with one ki blast, with sending them all flying for a little bit and knocking them all out as well. But soon, Izuku putting his bag back on his back and leaving. Bakugo saw this and was completely and utterly dumbfounded and pissed more than anything, as he believed that Izuku was quirkless all this time. Due to this, he always thought that Izuku looked down on him, thought that he was weak. However, he also began realizing that Izuku was getting stronger and more powerful. And also and not only that one encounter he had with Rock as well, wondering if it had to do with Rock. Due to this, Bakugo began having an intense, undeniable hatred for the green-haired teen he once thought of as his childhood friend. With hearing this comment, Bakugo couldn't help but have an innate rage at Izuku, saying, no way in hell, Deku! There's no way in hell that they would have let a quirkless person like you into UA. Saying, sure, well, you do know they got rid of that rule, right? Just this year. So I'm pretty sure they're going to allow somebody like me into UA. Just letting you know. With Bakugo saying, why you? There's no way in hell. With someone saying, hey, I remember Midoriya basically beating up a lot of villains that show up in front of the school. Saying, yeah, I heard that too, but I didn't see it. Is it true? With one of them saying, there's no way in hell that's true. He's quirkless. No, a quirkless person can't fight that many villains. It had to have been some speed hero that took care of him. But I saw it. It's true. Midoriya must have a quirk now and allows him to move at supersonic speeds in some way. As soon, Izuku saying, look, you guys don't have to believe me if I have a quirk or not. And honestly, I don't care. I still don't plan on applying for UA, and I still plan on becoming a hero. If you got something to say about it, I'm always right here. You can say it straight to my face, and I wouldn't even give a damn. As Izuku is a lot more confident and a lot more, blunt and honest. He still gets a little bit nervous when it comes to certain other things. Mostly being girls, of course. Hearing this confident, declaration of war somewhat from Izuku, Bakugo couldn't help but jump at the green-haired teen. With Izuku seeing this and almost looked like Bakugo was moving in slow-mo to him. With then a smirk as Izuku grabbed Bakugo by his collar and then slammed him to his desk. And then pulling on his right arm and then pinning him to the top of his desk, of Izuku's desk, easily. With everybody seeing this saying, wait, what the hell? Did Midoriya just pin Bakugo? With their teacher saying, enough! Now, settle down. Bakugo, Midoriya, go to the principal's office immediately. With Izuku saying, yes, sir, as he soon let go of Bakugo and then jumped off his desk and then grabbed his bag, as he already knew what this was going to happen. With that, Bakugo was even more pissed at that, seeing that Izuku was able to, counter Bakugo so easily after all these years. As the two went to the principal's office, and both of them getting harshly yelled at, with Bakugo getting at least suspended, and Izuku forced to stay after school to clean the entire classroom. After this, both of them leave, with Izuku saying, great, now I'm forced to stay after school. Thanks a lot, Kachan. Saying, shut up, you damn bastard. You've been hiding your quirk all this time, haven't you? As Izuku saying, no, I haven't been hiding my quirk because I'm still quirkless, letting you know. Saying, don't you dare lie to me. And I'm not lying to you, Kachan. Look, you can believe whatever the hell you say. I'm out of here. I'm gonna head back to class. And last time I checked, you're suspended. So you better be getting off school right about now. As Izuku says this with that of a sarcastic and playful tone, with Bakugo getting even more and more angry at Izuku. With now that hatred has turned into pure, unadulterated wrath towards Izuku. With soon as the day goes by, Izuku is forced to stay after school to clean his entire homeroom by himself, with no help whatsoever, even from the faculty. With him now finishing and now able to leave, with it now being at least 5 o'clock in the early evening, with him now leaving school. As he walking out of his junior high, he soon sees a blonde-haired boy with a motorcycle and that of a red jacket. As he's saying, hey, Rock, did you wait long? He's saying, I've been wondering where the hell you were, Izuku. Your mom was worried since you didn't pick up your phone, so I came to come to your school. Let me guess, you had to stay after school again? With Izuku saying, yeah, it was Bakugo trying to attack me, so I had to pin him and basically tried to defend myself as usual. With Rock saying, will that kid ever learn? Any rate, get on, I'll take you home. With Izuku saying, you got it. As Izuku gets on Rock's motorcycle, as he begins taking him back to his place, as Rock actually stayed in Masafu to keep an eye on Izuku while Terry went back to Southtown, with even Rock staying nearby in the same apartment complex as Izuku and his mom, making sure to keep an eye on both of them, after all. With soon, Izuku thanks Rock for the ride back, with Rock saying, anytime, Izuku. As Izuku got off and Rock went to go, put up his motorcycle, with Izuku heading back into his apartment, where his mom was really worried for him since he didn't come home, as he said that he had to stay after school after all, mostly as a punishment. With Inko actually being really worried for Izuku, hearing that he always gets into fights and always, always now gets into trouble in school now. With that, she worries that all this training in Terry and Rock may be a, bad influence on Izuku. However, that's further from the truth than anything. With the months now going by, Izuku began training rigorously to become stronger and to master more and more of the Hakyoku Seiken, as he already felt content with his own special moves. He even began sparring with Rock from time to time, with the two basically, holding their own against each other. Izuku, who struggled to actually fight against Rock, is now actually fighting against him on equal footing, with sometimes their sparring sessions can get really wild, with their ki basically going all over the place and them creating tons of small shockwaves that sometimes alert heroes nearby, with both Izuku and Rock having to apologize as they were just sparring and training and helping Izuku try for his UA entrance exam. With that, they just get a couple of slaps on the wrist, even though they basically had at least over 20 slaps on the wrist, even though they haven't been arrested even once, even though they're not using their quirks though. But in this society, anything they see could be a quirk in one way or another. With that, Izuku also began training with Andy and also Mai alongside Ojiro too. As for Izuku and Ojiro's relationship, they become that of best friends actually, instead of just, well, acquaintances or classmates like how they would be in the main timeline. Both Izuku and Mashiro became best friends, with even began talking to each other on a first name basis actually, instead of just calling them by their last names. Not only that, Ojiro is even able to manipulate his ki as well, not just able to learn the Shiranui Ryu ninjutsu or the Hakyoku Seiken from Mai and Andy, that he's also able to manipulate his ki to create fire just like Andy and Mai. So, to be similar to that of his teachers too. As the two began training and also finally taking a break, Izuku asks on what Ojiro plans on going to UA, with Ojiro saying, yeah, he does plan on going to UA. He wants to become a hero more than anything. He wants to be a servant of justice just like Master Andy. As Izuku saying, same here, with the two basically giving somewhat of a fist bump, with both Izuku and Ojiro having somewhat of the same rivalry as their two masters. As the months go by and time keeps ticking down to entrance exam, soon Izuku is confronted by Bakugo and his two lackeys, with Izuku saying, all right, Kachan, what do you want? With saying, I want you to meet me behind the school after school. Got it. Don't you dare ditch me or try and say that you forgot. You hear me, you damn nerd? As he's saying, fine, whatever. Catch you later. Yeah, I'll see you after school, after behind the school as well. And at any rate, I'm going to class. With soon Izuku just going off, with Bakugo feeling like Izuku is looking down on him. As Izuku isn't really looking down on, well, Bakugo. He just thinks he's more annoying than anything. He doesn't think of him as a fly, or he thinks he's better than Bakugo. Izuku just doesn't care whatsoever, as he knows that Bakugo is strong. He has an amazing quirk and everything. He still looks up to that portion on how Bakugo still drives and dedicated to become a hero, but he hates the arrogance and the selfishness and the complete and total blind observation on how he doesn't really care about anyone else but himself. That's what Izuku hates about Katsuki Bakugo. With soon both of them meeting behind the school, with Izuku saying, all right, I'm here. So what did you want to talk to me about, Bakugo? Saying, you. How the hell did you get so strong? And what the hell is your quirk? You saying that you don't have a quirk, but that's bullshit. Everyone has a quirk. You has to have a quirk. As Izuku saying, well, there's one thing, Kachan. I don't have a quirk. I never did. And I still don't till this day. Saying, bullshit! How the hell are you able to fight all those damn villains? Not only that, pin me like it was nothing. There is only one way. You have some kind of speed quirk now. You have to tell me. Show it to me now. With soon, Bakugo's lackeys began saying, well, you see, Midoriya, stop thinking you're so high and mighty nowadays. Everybody knows Bakugo's still going to be the one who goes to UA. With one of them also saying, yeah, you'll just be lucky to even go to UA at all. So with somebody like you, with somebody who's basically a late bloomer, right? You got no control whatsoever. with Izuku saying, you know, I'm not really in the mood for your dumbass shit, all of you. I'm seriously have to continue my training for UA. If I don't, I may get left behind, because there are still some strong ass people at you going to UA, so I can't slack one bit. And as for you, Kachan, if you think it's going to be easy getting in there, and you think you're going to be some hotshot on the scene, being some badass, you have another thing coming. UA is where the greats are all from. It doesn't matter where they're placed in the rankings or anything like that. It's where the best of the best are still made. So, if you think any otherwise, then you're still behind everyone there. You may grow your quirk even stronger, but as for your personality, and as for you, you will never, ever become a real hero. You may earn the title of hero, but you'll never be a real hero to the public. Just letting you know. After this, Izuku just walks away. With that, Bakugo basically gets annoyed as a tick mark, even to the point where he clenched his fist so hard, he began drawing blood. As soon saying, I've had enough of you. You damn powerless, weak, annoying ass nerd, acting so damn high and mighty. As soon he sends flying with his explosions, aiming right at Izuku to hit him with a powerful explosion to his back. However, Izuku had enough of this and basically channels his ki through his hand and screams out, "Burn Knuckle!" As then Bakugo was sent flying back into the wall of the school, with two of his lackeys basically seeing this and were surprised and literally terrified, as Izuku's hand is still channeled with the green energy of his ki, as he takes a deep breath and begins saying, "Feel that, Kachan? That's all the training I've done. And not only that, it's not my quirk. It's pure, raw energy. My life energy. Using the power of the earth at my fingertips. That, I'll tell you the name of this fighting style. How I'm able to do this. It's called the Hakioku Seiken. The Earth's Extremities Holy Fist." After that, he picks up his bag from the ground and soon begins leaving the school, with Bakugo soon out of the wall of the building, as he couldn't help but throw up a little bit, but not blood, just being hit from that impact alone, just wanting him to vomit, with saying, damn it, that bastard, I'm gonna kill him one day, just you wait, Deku! As soon, the months finally fly by, and Izuku now is ready for the UA entrance exam. As he stands in front of UA, he soon can't wait and is seriously getting hyped. As soon he hears his name, is saying, "Yo, Mashiro!" As it being his best friend, Mashiro Ojiro, and is saying, "So, you ready for this?" As Ojiro saying, "I am a little bit nervous, but I trained hard and I've truly mastered both fighting styles. And honestly, I can't let down Lady Mai. She would be pissed." As Izuku saying, "Yeah, Big Sis Mai would be pretty damn pissed if we failed." As they began imagining an angry Mai basically bawling them out. As Izuku saying, "I can't imagine that. I can't go through that." With saying, me too as well. With soon the two walking to the entrance, with Bakugo seeing Izuku and Ojiro, saying, "Who the hell is that guy? I didn't think Deku had any friends." With soon, besides that other guy with the blonde hair. After saying this, a motorcycle soon basically was already leaving, as it being Rock who dropped off Izuku to the entrance exam, with Bakugo noticing that it was Rock. It's saying, damn it, that's him. That's the guy from before, those many years ago. It's saying, he's still here? Damn it! As Bakugo gets more and more agitated and more pissed, as he swears he's going to get the highest score in the entrance exam, no matter what, as long as he surpasses Izuku. With Izuku and Mashiro soon sitting together and heading to the auditorium hall. With there, Izuku sees one of the UA faculty members being the pro hero, President Mike, as Izuku couldn't help but geek out seeing the sound hero himself in person, with Ojiro saying, you're still quite the hero nerd. I know you're a fighting nerd too, being competitors at the KOF tournaments, but still, I forgot that you're also a hero nerd. With Izuku saying, oh yeah, sorry, get ahead of myself from time to time. As President Mike began explaining the details of the entrance exam, both for the written exam and the practical as well. With that, he began saying that the practical exam would just be multiple choice questions and fill in the blank answers, and also tell them that cheating is prohibitive whatsoever. Soon after, he begins going into details for the hero course practical exam. With that they'll be facing against tons of robots. These robots range from 1 point, 2 point, and 3 points. With him also, with soon a blue-haired teen with glasses began standing up, raising his hand, is saying, I have a question, sir. You forgot to list another robot on the monitor. Not only that robot isn't even on our sheets. If this is an error for such a prestige school to have, it is totally unacceptable. With Izuku saying, damn, I guess everybody still has sticks up their asses, even trying to become heroes. With Ojiro saying, now, don't be like that, Izuku. With soon, President Mike began explaining that the fourth robot is worth no points whatsoever, and told him that it's more of an obstacle than anything. Satisfied with the answer, the blue-haired teen soon sat back down. With that, everybody began heading to their spots on where to take the written exam, and also, when after finished, they began changing into their test clothes and heading to the exam areas where they'll be. As for Izuku and Ojiro, they'll be separated into different zones, unfortunately, so they wouldn't be able to help each other out. With that, Izuku soon takes the bus and he looks around, seeing multiple people who would seem like quite interesting opponents and fighters as well. As a couple of them did get his eye, as one with, spiky red hair, one with a bird head, and another guy wearing a mask and has multiple arms. With that, Izuku couldn't help but get a little bit hyped. As the gates began opening, he began thinking, better get started. As soon, President Mike saying, what you're all doing? There's no timer in a combat situation. You gotta go, go, go! With Izuku saying, don't mind if I do. As he runs as fast as he can, as he creates a small crater in the back of the heel of his left leg. With soon, he runs as fast as he can, as the only person that was able to keep up with him being Ida. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. Also, like and subscribe, which really helps out the channel a lot. I would appreciate it. Also, check out my Discord and my gaming channels. Links would be in the description below. With all that said, this is Mooky signing out. Later, guys.